Hey Aries, it's your girl Tasha, aka Mama Gem, aka Gem the Butterfly, and I'm here with your mid or the end of your monthly reading and 2017, y'all, monthly general tarot scope. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been liking, sharing, and subscribing to my videos. Y'all, your girl didn't come at the beginning of them. Your girl was tired, okay? So I do apologize, but I'm here now to bring you to tell you what's coming in for the end of her. I'm going to use the playing cards for the last 2 weeks. I'm reading this on the 20th. And we'll use the Rider-Waite for January, right? So let's see what we have going on, y'all. We made it. Sure, we made it. It's about to be teen hell. I already feel like I'm in teen. Y'all feel like that sometimes? Because I feel like that. I start feeling like I'm in the new year around like. All right, so this will be for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, all right? Aries, what do you have going on, babies? I see you coming up in your reading. Here's the King of Wands. I feel like there's a do-over coming in for you, Aries. I feel like especially when it comes to couples, if you're dealing with the air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I feel like it's either a do-over or a new beginning with someone. I feel like this is definitely a mature couple. I feel like somebody who's older, 5 and up. I'm more to say more than up. Could be a part of who makes up the couple. I feel like there are messages coming in. I feel like somebody's traveling to go see somebody. I feel like a long distance relationship or a relationship that has started over and you guys are in two different places. Could be physically or mentally. It just feels like somebody's trying to find their way back to someone. I don't have the Six of Cups in here, but this Eight of Wands gives me that type of energy. I feel like there's some type of messages that need to be conveyed. Now, I also feel like you do have two eights here. I feel like within that first week, I feel like there's a lot of negotiations going back and forth. If this is not relationship, I feel like this is business. I feel like somebody could be seeking counsel. A lot of people are seeking counsel this week. And now we have to remember that Mercury is in retrograde, and it will be in retrograde, I believe, until the 8th. And then, you have your 2 weeks of the post shadow period after the 8th. So, this is just negotiations and talks. I don't know if there are any contracts that are going to be signed, but I feel like there's a lot of exchange back and forth going into the next week. And this person who you're exchanging with, I feel like this person with coming up as a sword sign, a Queen of Swords, you can trust what this person has to say. That they're going to give it to you straight. They're not going to bullshit you. They'll give you realistic scenarios. They'll give you real life answers. I feel like this person for me feels like they have had some and it's kind of all over the place. I know I'm reading for a lot of Aries. So for those who are seeking counsel, I feel like you may be seeking legal counsel, medical counsel, definitely medical counsel, um, and maybe someone for relationships or like some type of family counseling. It's interesting because I've never really seen the Queen of Swords in that way, but that's how I'm looking at it right now. If not, this is just exchange between two people going back and forth throughout the whole week. Could be, like I said, about a business, about a relationship, whatever, what have you. Going into the next week, though, the ending week of 20, you start off with a disappointment. I want to know what this disappointment is. So for some of you, if this is about an exchange between you and another person, you'll be letting another person go, or you have decided that you have chosen this person here in this first week, and next week you got to get rid of everybody else. Aries, what you got going on? Because I feel like there's going to be some type of disappointment when it comes to love. I feel like for some of you, it may be even if it's not pertaining to love at the beginning of next week, this is you being upset that you have so many choices, or maybe that it feels like your way of train of thinking is cloudy in some type of way, and it's upsetting to you because you feel as if you really need to get back on track. Or it may not even be upsetting to you. Whatever you say, it may have some result in upset feelings for someone else or for a couple of people. Because I have this 7 of hearts here. So it makes me feel like there's a lot of people that, may be hurt that you decided to move forward with someone else. However, nonetheless, all is fair in love and war. You have to do what you have to do. And I appreciate you guys being straight up and forthright with these other people. Um, in the middle of the week, next week, you start to get serious with the eight of diamonds here. I do feel like you guys are getting definitely more serious about work. You're getting more serious about what you're wanting out of relationships. And it's right. And look at there. It's interesting because I have this eight here, this eight of wands here, or the eight of clubs here, and then I have it's right above the eight of pentacles. So it's like some type of message goes in, and then all of a sudden now you're getting serious, and then boom, at the end of the year, you're ready to start for love. Now, so it could go another scenario too that I feel like for some of you, you may be deciding that you know what, you're not even be picking one person. You might be saying the hell with all of them. You know what, you got to break it off. You starting fresh with the team. I'm not really sure, Aries, but whatever it is, I know that you're doing it because you have a new understanding of love, you have a new understanding of your feelings and what you desire, and with these two eights here, there is a strong desire for you to move forward. With your passions, and you need something that is real. And I feel like right here with these two cards, the 3 and the 7, that it's telling me that you're tired of having your head up in the air. You're tired of, you don't want to lead anybody on. You really want to be straightforward. So you want to start off the year in a better, more stable emotional place. Okay. Now let's look forward and see what you have coming in. Whoops. They can also apply to jobs too, Aries. I'm just thinking about that. Maybe you had a couple of offers, you have to turn down something. However, you're doing it and you're going to make a very, I feel like you're making a sound decision. You have the king and the queen here when it comes to love, or whatever you're making a decision. You're walking away from something. Whatever you're doing, I feel like it's the right thing for you to do, and you know it. I feel like you kind of drag your feet. You drag your feet about it, but it's time. Okay. Oh, okay. We just gonna let those stay out because y'all got some stuff going on here. What's up? Let's get you a self care card. Aries, I cut my finger, and I don't know if you guys heard me make that little whimper, but I cut my thumb the other day, and I decided to take a band-aid off. And y'all, I think that was a bad decision. The thumb hurts like hell. All right, general energy, the moon in reverse, career. You made a decision about something. What did I tell you? You made a decision about something. You have the eight of pentacles, the seven of pentacles in reverse. Finances, the five of pentacles. You have within the love section the sun in reverse, and health, three of cups. Three cards. You guys kept having cards that wanted to come out. You have the eight of swords, five of swords, king of pentacles in reverse. Let me tell you guys something. Do not okay, going back to what I said in be careful about when you're entering, because I feel like you're going into a team with a sure mind, a made up mind about what you want from life. But I feel like you could revert back. You start to have a little bit of doubt because it's like, oh, what the hell am I doing? Did I really mean all that stuff that I said back in 14? Yes, you did. You just have to remember that. I feel like with this moon in reverse with the general energy, this is you. There's some unsure. There's some I feel like for two things. I feel one that somebody's feeling very unsure of their emotions. But it's to the point where they have to reveal it. They can't hold it any longer. So again, there may be some type of revelation. So going back to the end of the year, it may be that you may not decide to tell somebody at the end of the year. You may be contemplating that to open up and go ahead and tell them in because there is some type of hidden secrets or revelations coming to the light in in the month of May. But I also feel like there is some self-doubt here. There's there's some doubt, there be some depression, there be some low mood, but it's only because you feel like you're not exactly sure where you need to go. And I feel like it's just that you're getting a little bit of cold feet. That's all that is. All right. Remember that. I don't believe that is anything else other than that. With career, like I told you before, is that you have made a decision with something. Okay, I feel like it's time for you to move. You realize it's time for you to make that career move, whatever that may be. Maybe it's to another job, maybe within another field, maybe you're branching out on your own. Whatever it is, you realize that you've waited long enough, and it's time for you to make a move. Let me get one more card with that. Yeah, and it feels like something that you returning to an old job. You have the Fool here in reverse. Maybe you're returning to something that you used to do. Maybe you're going back to a field that you used to do. Maybe you're doing something that is comfortable. Or some of you feel as if if you're branching out to something new, it may not be in a totally different field, but just in a different area, which is going to be good for you. I feel like that'll help to broaden your horizon. Some of you Aries feel kind of stuck. Um, when it comes to career, like you've been doing the same thing for a very long time, and you've been wanting and wishing and hoping and praying that something else will come along, and but the only thing that's really been stopping you is you. And I feel like now you're ready to move forward with that. You still have a little bit of doubts again because the Fool here is coming in the reverse, but realize that, like I told you, I really do feel like the decisions that you're making right now, and they do feel radical, are the best decisions for you. You need a little shakeup, is what I hear. And this is the other thing with these three cards here in the bottom. I just feel like you have to do for you. You're realizing that you have been limiting yourself. You have to do what's going to be best for you, and I feel like for some of you, whether this is a relationship or career issue, I feel like, or maybe could be even it could be about your health, but I feel more love and career. Whatever this is, you realize that, you know what, if you're walking away from something, an area that you're used to, it is taking you out of your comfort zone. But it's not going to it feels like it's not going to make your life better if you stay, and you realize that it's like you're going to have to branch out. It's time for you to branch out on your own. Again, some of you have to take I feel like it may be a pay cut, or may be considered a lateral move here with this King of Pentacles, or you just not be trusting maybe you can't see what it's going to be worth for you in the long run. But I do feel like it feels lucrative. Okay. And it's also time for you. It's going to teach you to trust yourself a little bit more because you haven't really been trusting yourself, Aries. Moving on to your finances, you have the Five of Pentacles. I feel like with the Five of Pentacles right now in finances, and you feel like you need help. You feel like and it's interesting because it feels like an illusion to me. I don't feel like it's all the way what you feel it is. Let me get one more card with that. Yeah, because you have the King of Wands here. It's like, I feel like, again, for some of you, when I talked about this King of Pentacles, that you have to take a pay cut, or you have to put out money in order to make money. It may feel like that. So your finance may be a little low, not because you've been blowing it, but I feel like, it's not, your bank account is not going to have as much as what it used to have, only because you're using it and you're putting it to a good use to help you advance. Okay. I don't feel like there's a loss of money. I don't feel like anybody's taking your money. I just feel like you have to put some of your money towards something because you're making some type of lucrative business move. Here, this is you coming up. All right. So, get out of that place of that mentality of lack. Because you're gonna need to I feel like you're gonna have to have that understanding to be able to open your hand to spend money. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Let me get one more card. Yeah, with the Knight of Cups, definitely you're realizing that whatever you're spending your money on, or you put your money towards, it is for your advancement, but it's long term for right now. You know that you're gonna have to stick with it. Okay, so you're gonna have to stick with it. And so for some of you, I'm an Aries rising, so I get it that we don't always we once we're in it, but we need some convincing to get in it. You get what I'm saying? And to be committed with it. And it's going to your self-care behavior card. You have the card choice. So it's all about your choices that you're making. So it feels like to me, shit gets real when you put your money in it. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like for some of you, you're understanding that like if you're going to do this, you got to be all the way in with it. All right. And so that be you may be feeling a little ambivalent about this when it comes to money. I don't know why money is a bit maybe money is an issue for some of you. Not that money the lack of money is an issue. It's where you're allocating your funds. That would be an issue for you because I feel like for some of you, you're not used to putting a lot of money towards yourself, okay, and your own advancement. I'm gonna get off of that. Anyway, going into love, you have the sun in reverse. I still like the sun in reverse, guys, when it comes to love. I feel like it's still a positive card. I feel like, paired with this moon here, um, in reverse. You have these two cards here in reverse. There's still something to me that needs to be illuminated. Something's not fully illuminated. Again, there's something that's coming out that's going to be coming out. Again, it could be professions of love. Let me get another card. Yeah, Seven of Cups in reverse. So somebody's made a choice about something. And here's the thing. This is what I find very compassionate about your love section is that you have a lot of love for a lot of people, but I feel like whoever you're choosing, you could just be choosing yourself, but whoever you're choosing, you realize that somebody's going to get hurt, and it hurts you because you didn't intend for this to happen to you, or you didn't want someone to get hurt. That was never your intention. Or I'm gonna just say, because this goes both ways, somebody could be not choosing you, Aries. I mean, I don't really I feel like it's more you making the choice, but that it could go either way. But regardless, something has to be revealed. It feels like, your life has been kind of stagnant right now and things need to move forward, and you have to be able to let some things go in order to move. Health, I do not know why in the world when I saw this card, the first thing I saw was three people gardening. Okay. So maybe some of you are getting into herbalism. Maybe some of you are learning to grow your own food. Maybe I have no, oh, well, there's some pumpkins down here. There's some pumpkins. I see some pumpkins and I see some fruit. So there's something about fruit. And some of you be eating more vegetables, making a decision to eat more vegetables this month, eating a more plant-based diet. Some of you definitely need to drink more water. When I see the Three of Cups, sometimes I always think about drinking some type of fluids. Um, what else can I see for the Three of Cups? I have no, yeah, I see. I'm getting vegetables. I'm getting fruits and vegetables. So I feel like for some of you, maybe this, and like I said, have including more eating more of a plant-based diet. And it could be a Daniel's fast. For those who are familiar with the Daniel's fast, some of you be starting a Daniel's fast. As it is the beginning of the year, a lot of people like to do a Daniel's fast. And so maybe you be joining, especially like a lot of churches, you may be doing that this month. All right. Um, so going back to your self-care card, you have choice. It says reconsider a commitment. You have the right to change your mind, and you do have the right to change your mind. And I feel like for some of you that you may be feeling like that. Again, like there is some ambivalence here. It's like you making a choice, but then like it feels like you're making a choice, but you still not all the way 100% set on it. So, take that time to reconsider what you're doing. I want you guys to be all the way in because you are all or nothing type of crowd. I get it. I understand. I just feel like where you are in number coming in, you seem so sure of yourself in number, and then you move into area, and it's like, am I really sure? Give it some time. I feel like by the end of the month, you will feel more more confident about your decision. But I do feel like you're going to be going back and forth with it. Okay. And it's only because you realize that you have to walk away from certain situations. It's not the fact that you don't see the benefits of it. It's only because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Simple and plain. That's all that is about. But do remember, at the end of the day, you do have choices. You do have free will, and if you need to retract your statement and wait for a couple of months, hey, that's okay too. But I'm just telling you again that whatever that you're contemplating on, I feel like, especially if it feels drastic, whatever it is, it feels like it's a good thing for you. So, but hey, who am I to tell you what to do, guys? I'm just here to deliver the message. So, I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.